Ladies and gentlemen, it is often said that the greatest battle we will ever face is the one within ourselves. And it is true. Our greatest victories and our greatest defeats are determined by the way we handle four vital areas: our mouth, mind, mood, and money. Our physical health, our financial stability, our connection with the one who makes the world round. The power of control begins with self-discipline. You cannot manage the world around you if you cannot manage the world within you. True mastery starts when you learn to govern yourself. Everything in life flows from the foundation of self-retribution. It is not enough to wish for a better life, to desire success, or to hope for a brighter future. The key lies in your ability to master yourself in critical areas. Every great achievement in history was born from discipline, and every downfall was marked by its absence. Your mouth is a gateway to both creation and destruction. Words are not just sounds, they are seeds planted in the soil of life, and every word you speak carries the power to build or tear down. If you want to see change in your life, begin with the discipline of your tongue. Speak with intention, for careless words can sabotage your relationships, derail your progress, and even diminish your influence. Breathe, bring your words to life through sustained attention. Strengthen your mindfulness. When you master your words, you master the environment you create around you. What you say reveals the state of your heart and the quality of your mind. Choose your words wisely, because they will either pave the way to your destiny or become the chains that bind you to mediocrity. The mind is the battleground where victories are won or lost. Thoughts are the architects of your destiny, shaping the blueprint of your future. Whatever dominates your mind will eventually dominate your life. If your thoughts are filled with fear, negativity, and doubt, you will reap a harvest of frustration and failure. However, if you fill your mind with wisdom, positive affirmations, and purpose-driven ideas, you will position yourself to rise above challenges. Controlling your thoughts is not easy, but it is essential. Guard what you allow into your mind through the books you read, the conversations you engage in, and the environments you expose yourself to. Remember, a disciplined mind is like a fortified city, resistant to the attacks of doubt and distraction. Your emotions are powerful forces, but they were never designed to lead you. They are indicators, not dictators. While feelings are natural, they are also fleeting and unreliable. If you live by your emotions, you will be unstable, inconsistent, and vulnerable to external influences. Learning to control your mood means developing the maturity to respond rather than react. It requires the wisdom to pause, reflect, and choose your actions deliberately, rather than being driven by momentary impulses. When you govern your emotions, you gain the strength to remain steady in turbulent times, and the clarity to make wise decisions, even in the face of adversity. Money is one of the greatest tools entrusted to humanity, yet it is often misunderstood and mismanaged. Many people fail to realize that wealth is not just about accumulation, it's about stewardship. Money is not your master, it is your servant, and how you manage it reflects your priorities, discipline, and character. Without control over your finances, money will control you. Budgeting, saving, and investing are not burdens, but disciplines that lead to freedom. When you treat money as a tool to fulfill your purpose and create value for others, it will flow toward you with greater ease. Mismanagement of money, on the other hand, leads to stress, debt, and missed opportunities. True wealth is not measured by the size of your bank account, but by the impact and legacy you leave behind. All diseases and deprivation begin in the mind. All health issues began within the mind. Discipline is the bridge between dreams and destiny. It is not enough to have lofty ambitions and grand visions. Dreams are seeds of potential, but discipline is the soil in which they grow. Without consistent effort and deliberate action, even the greatest dreams will wither and die. Discipline requires sacrifice, focus, and commitment. It means saying no to distractions, enduring temporary discomfort, and staying on course even when the road is hard. It is the price you pay to unlock your potential and achieve greatness. Those who succeed are not always the most talented or privileged, but the most disciplined. The journey to self-restraint is not a one-time decision, but a daily commitment. Every moment presents an opportunity to grow, to master your impulses, and to align your actions with your values. You have been given the power to control your mouth, your mind, your mood, and your money. But that power must be activated through intentional effort. The quality of your life is determined by the quality of your self-restraint. The power of control begins with self-discipline. Your words shape your world. The tongue is a small instrument with immense power. What you say determines the atmosphere of your life and the direction of your future. Words are not merely sounds. They are carriers of energy, capable of creating or destroying, building or tearing down. Many people underestimate the significance of their words, throwing them around carelessly without realizing the impact they have on their lives and the lives of others. Determine whether to create or destroy. The truth is, your words act as seeds that eventually bear fruit, and the type of fruit depends on the type of words you plant. Every word you speak creates an environment. Negative words breed doubt, fear, and discouragement, while positive words inspire confidence, hope, and growth. If you constantly complain, criticize, or speak in frustration, you will find yourself surrounded by negativity. On the other hand, when you choose to speak life, encouragement, and solutions, you begin to cultivate an environment where success and positivity can thrive. Success and positivity can thrive miraculously. What you say becomes the mirror of your mindset and the atmosphere of your surroundings. Consider how relationships are shaped by words. A single kind word can strengthen a bond, mend a broken connection, or inspire someone to rise above their struggles. Conversely, a careless or harsh word can wound deeply, sometimes leaving scars that last for years. Learning to control your tongue is not just about avoiding harmful speech. It's about being intentional in using your words to uplift, motivate, and build. Every time you open your mouth, you have the choice to speak words that heal or words that harm. Your words also influence how you see yourself. The words you speak about yourself become self-fulfilling prophecies. If you constantly say, "I'm not good enough," or "I'll never succeed," you're programming your mind to accept failure and mediocrity. But when you declare, "I am capable, I will overcome this," or "I have what it takes," you align your mindset with success and open the door for possibilities. Your tongue is the rudder that steers the ship of your life. If you want to change the direction of your journey, you must first change the words you speak. The power of words is not limited to conversations with others or self-talk. It also affects the goals you pursue and the outcomes you experience. Leaders throughout history have understood this truth. They inspired movements, shifted cultures, and changed the course of history through the words they spoke. Similarly, you can create momentum in your own life by speaking words that align with your purpose and vision. Speak as though you already possess what you are striving for. Speak with confidence, clarity, and conviction. And watch how your words begin to bring opportunities into alignment with your efforts. However, with such great power comes great responsibility. The tongue, though small, must be tamed. If left uncontrolled, it can spark conflicts, damage reputations, and lead to regret. Gossip, lies, and negativity spread quickly and are often difficult to undo. That is why it is essential to pause before you speak. Think about the potential impact of your words. Ask yourself, is what I'm about to say true, necessary, and constructive? If not, it's better to remain silent. Silence, when used wisely, can be more powerful than any spoken word. Mastering your tongue requires discipline and intentionality. It means choosing to listen more than you speak, to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively, and to always aim for words that bring value rather than harm. The transformation begins with awareness. Pay attention to your speech patterns and the words you frequently use. Are they in line with the life you want to create? If not, it's time to make a change. It may not happen overnight, but with consistent effort, you can retrain your tongue to serve as a force for good. Your words shape your world not only because they impact those around you, but also because they reflect the state of your heart and mind. If you want to live a life of purpose, fulfillment, and success, start by aligning your words with your vision. Speak as if every word matters, because it does. Speak life into your dreams, your relationships, and your circumstances. Remember, the words you speak today will create the reality you live in tomorrow. Your thoughts are the architects of your destiny. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. If you cannot control your mind, you cannot control your life. The power of thought is often underestimated, yet it is one of the most influential forces shaping the course of your life. Every action, decision, and result begins as a thought. The way you think directly impacts how you perceive the world, how you engage with others, and ultimately, how you live your life. Your thoughts are the foundation upon which your actions are built. If your mind is filled with negativity, doubt, and insecurity, your actions will reflect that mindset. You will approach challenges with fear, make decisions out of anxiety, and may even shy away from opportunities that could lead to growth. However, when your thoughts are filled with faith, positivity, and purpose, you will act with confidence, determination, and clarity. Your mind becomes a powerful tool for success rather than a hindrance. Every thought you entertain is like a seed planted in the soil of your mind. What you water and nurture will grow. If you constantly focus on your shortcomings, failures, or fears, those thoughts will grow into self-doubt and frustration. But if you focus on possibilities, strengths, and opportunities, those thoughts will produce confidence and action. The process is simple but powerful. What you think, you become. Your destiny is shaped not by what happens to you, but by how you think about what happens to you. Your response to circumstances is a reflection of the way your mind is conditioned. To live life directly is to reclaim your life and live life to the fullest. Your mind is a battleground. Every day it faces a war between positive, empowering thoughts and negative, limiting ones. The key to winning this battle is intentionality. You must choose the thoughts you allow to take root in your mind. This requires mental discipline and the ability to shut out distractions, doubts, and negativity. Too many people are passive in their thinking, allowing external influences, media, social pressures, or toxic relationships to dictate their mental state. But you must take charge of your thoughts, setting boundaries for what you will and will not entertain. The mind is a precious asset, and you must guard it with diligence. Nasik Samet, Amirat. The mind also has a unique ability to create reality. This is not just about positive thinking, but about the power of focused intention. When you hold a vision in your mind and align your thoughts with that vision, you begin to take steps toward making it a reality. This is the principle of the law of attraction at work. Your thoughts attract what aligns with them. If you focus on abundance, success, and growth, you will begin to see opportunities, resources, and people who align with that mindset. Conversely, if you dwell on scarcity, failure, and limitations, those will be the things you encounter. However, controlling your thoughts is not about ignoring reality or pretending that everything is perfect. It's about choosing to focus on the possibilities within the reality you face. It's about seeing obstacles as opportunities for growth and failure as a stepping stone to success. When you train your mind to see beyond current circumstances, you unlock your ability to create a future that is greater than your present. Your thoughts also determine your emotional state. If you constantly allow negative thoughts to dominate your mind, your emotions will follow suit. You will feel anxious, discouraged, and defeated. But when you intentionally direct your thoughts towards gratitude, hope, and solutions, your mood shifts. The thoughts you allow to permeate your mind set the tone for your emotional well-being. That's why it's crucial to develop the habit of filtering your thoughts, rejecting the negative, the unproductive, and the fear-based, and replacing them with thoughts that affirm your worth, your capabilities, and your purpose. To control your mind is to control your life. A disciplined mind is a powerful ally, one that leads you to make wise decisions, face challenges with strength, and build the future you desire. Your destiny does not happen by accident. It is the result of intentional thinking, consistent mental discipline, and a mindset that refuses to be swayed by the negativity or circumstances around you. The quality of your life will always be a reflection of the quality of your thoughts. If you can master your mind, you can master your life. True freedom comes when you gain control over the internal world of your thoughts. This is where transformation begins. The first step towards changing your life is changing your thinking. When you elevate your thoughts, you elevate your life. So take control. Begin today by setting your mind on the possibilities that lie ahead, focusing on the solutions rather than the problems, and believing that you have the power to shape your destiny through the thoughts you choose to entertain. Your emotions are servants, not masters. Feelings are temporary, but decisions are eternal. A controlled mood ensures a steady journey to success. Emotions are a natural part of being human, but they were never meant to govern your life. Too many people allow their emotions to dictate their actions, reactions, and decisions. When you let your emotions take the lead, you risk living in a state of inconsistency, instability, and confusion. Yet, when you learn to master your emotions, they become powerful tools that support your purpose rather than forces that derail you. Emotions are signals, not rulers. They serve to inform you about your environment and your internal state, but they should never control your direction. For instance, when you feel fear, it is a signal that there is something in your environment that requires attention. But fear should not paralyze you into inaction. Likewise, when you feel anger, it is often a sign of frustration or injustice. But if you act on that anger impulsively, you may do more harm than good. Emotions should alert you to something that needs your attention, but they should never be the driving force behind your decisions. One of the key aspects of emotional control is recognizing that feelings are temporary. They come and go, like waves in the ocean. No emotion, whether positive or negative, is permanent. This truth should bring a sense of relief, because it means that your current mood does not have to define your actions or your outcomes. If you're feeling down or discouraged today, remember that those feelings will pass. The challenge is to resist letting them control your choices during those moments. The ability to act in alignment with your long-term vision, despite what you're feeling in the moment, is a hallmark of emotional maturity. Decisions, on the other hand, are eternal. When you make a decision, you are shaping your future. That decision will carry weight far beyond the temporary emotions you may be experiencing in the present. It is easy to make decisions based on how you feel, but this often leads to regret or inconsistency. A decision based on emotional impulse may seem right in the moment, but its consequences can be lasting. Learning to make decisions based on your values, your purpose, and your goals, rather than on temporary emotions, empowers you to stay on course, no matter how you feel. A controlled mood creates consistency and steadiness. It allows you to remain focused on your objectives, even when circumstances are difficult, or when emotions try to pull you off track. This does not mean you must suppress your feelings or deny your emotions. It means that you must choose not to let them dictate your behavior. For example, if you're feeling discouraged, acknowledge the emotion but refuse to let it control your actions. Instead of retreating or giving up, you choose to keep moving forward, knowing that your decision to persist will lead to growth and success. Limits are mental. One of the most powerful ways to maintain control over your emotions is to develop emotional intelligence. This involves recognizing your emotions, understanding their root causes, and choosing how to respond in a way that aligns with your values. Emotional intelligence empowers you to handle difficult situations with calm, to engage in productive conversations even when you're upset, and to make decisions that are grounded in clarity rather than impulsive reaction. Another key component of emotional control is self-awareness. When you are aware of your triggers, the situations, people, or thoughts that provoke strong emotional reactions in you, you are better equipped to manage them. Self-awareness allows you to pause, take a breath, and assess the situation before reacting. This gives you the space to make a conscious choice about how to respond rather than simply reacting from a place of emotion. The ability to control your emotions also affects your relationships. When you are emotionally controlled, you can communicate more effectively, resolve conflicts more peacefully, and build trust with others. People are drawn to those who maintain composure, even in challenging situations. Emotional maturity is a key component of strong leadership, as it allows you to remain calm under pressure and make decisions with clarity, no matter the external circumstances. A controlled mood is also critical for success in any area of life, whether you are pursuing a career, building a business, or striving for personal growth. Challenges and setbacks will come your way. Your ability to stay emotionally steady in the face of adversity determines whether you persevere or quit. Yavitya, those who let their emotions dictate their journey often give up too soon, while those who master their moods push through the tough times, knowing that success is not determined by how they feel, but by their commitment to their purpose and their ability to stay focused on the bigger picture. Feelings may be temporary, but the decisions you make today will shape your tomorrow. Learning to control your emotions is an essential part of becoming the person you were meant to be. When you master your moods, you gain the power to remain steadfast on your path, regardless of the emotional storms that may arise. You begin to realize that emotions are not enemies to be fought, but allies to be managed, serving you in the pursuit of your purpose. With emotional control, you can navigate life with stability, resilience, and a clear sense of direction, ensuring that your journey remains steady and successful. Money is a tool, not a treasure. Wealth in your hand should never outweigh wisdom in your heart. Managing money wisely is the foundation of sustained success. Too many people view money as the ultimate goal, the end-all be-all of their efforts. They chase after it, work for it, and sometimes compromise their values for it, believing that wealth will bring them fulfillment and happiness. But money in and of itself is not the answer to life's deepest questions or the source of lasting satisfaction. It is merely a tool, a resource that can be used to fulfill a greater purpose. Money, like any tool, has no intrinsic power or value until it is put to use. The value of money is determined by how you manage it and what you choose to do with it. If you treat money as a treasure, you will find yourself constantly in pursuit of it, but never truly satisfied. However, when you view money as a tool to accomplish your goals, to serve your purpose, and to make a positive impact, you begin to understand its true value. Money in this light becomes a means to an end, not the end itself. It is a resource to help you live out your values, invest in your dreams, and build a legacy that will outlast you. I believe that your investment in yourself and your money will outlast you. The foundation of financial wisdom is understanding that money should never control you. When wealth becomes your focus, it can lead to unhealthy mindsets, greed, fear, and anxiety. People who are controlled by money often make decisions out of a desire to acquire more, sometimes at the expense of their integrity or relationships. If somebody makes you miserable, think on ways to make themselves happy. When wealth becomes your focus, it becomes misery itself. This is why it's essential to cultivate wisdom in managing money, because true financial success is built on principles, not on the accumulation of wealth for its own sake. It is the wisdom in your heart, your ability to make decisions based on values and long-term goals, that ultimately determines your financial well-being. Wealth without wisdom is fleeting. It may come quickly, but it often departs just as fast. We see this in the stories of those who inherit vast fortunes or win lotteries only to lose it all due to poor financial decisions. On the other hand, those who understand the principles of money management, who treat money as a tool for creating value and serving others, are the ones who build lasting wealth. Their wealth is not only measured in dollars and cents, but in the impact they make, the people they help, and the legacy they leave behind. One of the greatest misconceptions about money is that it will solve all of your problems. While money can make life easier, it cannot bring true happiness or fulfillment. Wealth does not have the power to change your character, your relationships, or your sense of purpose. In fact, if not handled wisely, money can complicate your life and introduce stress and anxiety. Stress and anxiety. When you view money as a tool, it allows you to focus on what truly matters, living with purpose, building meaningful relationships, and creating a life that aligns with your values. Money simply facilitates that journey. To manage money wisely requires discipline, planning, and a deep understanding of your goals. It is not enough to have money in your hand. You must have the wisdom to make decisions that will bring long-term benefits. Budgeting, saving, and investing are key components of wise money management. But beyond the numbers and financial strategies, it's important to remember that money should be aligned with your purpose. If you earn money for the sole purpose of accumulating wealth, you will never feel fulfilled. But if you earn money to fulfill a greater mission, to invest in yourself, your family, your community, or your business, you will find that wealth becomes a tool to amplify your impact and achieve your purpose. When you master the art of money management, you gain the ability to make decisions that reflect your values and goals, rather than simply responding to the pressures or temptations of the moment. Wise financial decisions are grounded in long-term vision and the desire to create something of value. Money is not something to be hoarded or idolized. It is a resource to be stewarded, invested, and shared. Vested and shared. The more wisely you manage money, the more it works for you, creating opportunities, providing security, and enabling you to serve others. It's also essential to remember that wealth is not just about financial assets. It's about the richness of your life. Some of the wealthiest people are those who have cultivated abundance in relationships, in purpose, and in personal growth. Money is just one form of wealth, and while it plays an important role, it should never define your sense of worth or success. When you focus on building wealth through wisdom, you are building a foundation for lasting success. Success that encompasses not only material abundance, but emotional, relational, and spiritual prosperity as well. Kundai increase. Increase cum equipis. In the end, the wisdom you apply in managing money will determine whether you sustain wealth or squander it. Money, when properly managed, becomes a tool for your greater purpose, allowing you to make an impact, create opportunities, and achieve the life you envision. When you place wisdom at the forefront of your financial decisions, you ensure that money remains a servant to your mission, not a master over your life. Footnote: discipline is the bridge between dreams and destiny. Dreams are seeds, but discipline is the soil that makes them grow. If you want to reach your full potential, you must master the art of self-restraint. Many people are filled with dreams, visions of success, impact, and fulfillment. But few realize that dreams alone are not enough. Dreams without discipline are like seeds that never take root, never receive the nourishment they need to grow into something tangible. Without discipline, even the best ideas and the most inspiring aspirations will remain unfulfilled. Mere fantasies of what could have been. Shoka. Discipline is the unseen force that turns dreams into reality. It is the commitment to doing what is necessary even when you don't feel like it. It is the ability to stay focused on your goals despite the distractions and temptations that come your way. Discipline means waking up early to work towards your vision, sticking to a plan, and following through even when things get difficult. It means making the right choices every day, choices that align with your long-term purpose, rather than succumbing to short-term gratification. It gives power. The journey from dream to destiny is not a straight path. It is often filled with challenges, setbacks, and obstacles. It is in these moments that discipline becomes most crucial. It is easy to dream when everything is going well, but true success is found in the ability to maintain focus and consistency during the difficult times. Discipline is what keeps you moving forward when you feel tired, discouraged, or tempted to quit. It is what makes the difference between those who dream and those who achieve. Discipline also requires the ability to delay gratification. In a world that thrives on instant pleasure and quick results, the ability to put off immediate rewards in favor of long-term goals is a rare but invaluable skill. It means prioritizing what matters most over what feels good in the moment. It's about making choices that contribute to your future success, even if they require sacrifices in the present. even if they require sacrifices in the present. This is where many people fail. They start out strong, full of excitement and energy, but when the rewards aren't immediate, they lose focus and give up too soon. The key to mastering discipline is understanding that true success is not